Everyone, welcome to the weekly wrap only on KENS 5 Plus. I'm your host, Audrey Castellano. We want to get you caught up on some of the biggest stories of the week so you can stay in the know. All right, at number 5 in our countdown, actor James Van Der Beek passed away this week. His wife broke the sad news Thursday on social media. Van Der Beek was diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer in August of 2023 and shared his illness with the public in November of 2024. He rose to prominence in the late 1990s and Dawson's Creek, and later gained recognition for his roles in Scary Movie and Varsity Blues. He recently competed on The Masked Singer and signed on to Amazon Prime's Legally Blonde prequel. Van Der Beek was 48 years old. At number 4 in our countdown, the race for Bexar County judge is heating up. Incumbent Peter Sakai and former San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg faced off Tuesday night in a Democratic primary debate. The hour-long discussion covered flood safety, immigration, homelessness, and Project Marvel. Judge Sakai pointed to his 3 years in office, including a $21 million investment in a next-generation flood warning system. Nirenberg said the county needs to be more proactive, especially when it comes to infrastructure and community planning. Both candidates also said they oppose the proposed ICE detention center on the east side. The winner of the March 3rd Democratic primary will face Republican Patrick Von Dolan in the general election. Early voting begins February 17th. At number 3 in our countdown, Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones could be facing a possible censure. 5 city councilwomen have submitted a memo calling for a special meeting after the outcome of an investigation into an incident between Mayor Jones and Councilwoman Sue Corr. That incident took place last week near City Council chambers. Corr filed a city code of conduct complaint against Mayor Jones. The details have not been released, but the allegations were strong enough for the city to launch a formal investigation. Switching gears now from the common cold to the common flu or even accidents around your home, everyone takes a different amount of time to heal from an illness or injury. But as KENS 5's Jeremy Baker reports in today's Healthy Essay, there are small changes, intentional ones, that you can make to speed up your body's healing process.
There are many factors in our day-to-day life that influence our body's natural recovery process. Addressing those root causes and not just your symptoms may be the best way for you to go.
They're a little different depending on who you are and what you're wrestling with.
Are you diabetic? Try reversing diabetes with something like a plant-based diet.
But there's research to support almost the opposite approach, which is a keto diet, which is a high-fat, moderate protein, very low carbohydrate diet.
Intermittent fasting works for many, where you eat over a 12-hour window and fast over the remaining 12 hours.
They may need to fast for 13 or 14 hours, but what we find is when people follow a time-restricted eating, they often lose weight and reverse their type 2 diabetes.
Allow inflammation. It's actually your body healing from an injury and is blood being circulated.
With that blood comes healing responses from your immune cells and also white blood cells that help the injury heal more quickly, more easily.
Finally, protect your joints and get them moving.
We don't want atrophy or loss of the strength of that muscle. So we get people moving very quickly these days when they have an injury while still protecting the joint.
For more information about how you can help your body heal faster, just head to this story on KENS5.com. In the studio, Jeremy Baker, KENS 5.
Interesting stuff. All right, the weekly wrap is back after this.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
A broken vehicle fixed after 5 months of no help.
KENS 5 made it 100% better.
A busted windshield fixed after getting the runaround from a contractor.
And you guys did it. Y'all were amazing.
A much-needed tax refund this man couldn't access, fixed.
KENS 5 actually helped me out quite a lot, actually.
Have a consumer problem you can't solve? Call KENS. Weekdays at 6 on KENS 5.
Got a problem, call KENS. They will solve the problem.
My name is Sue Kalberg, and I am a journalist for KENS 5 for 22 years. I think it's been an awesome privilege to be able to work in the town that I grew up in. My uncle, Rex Stanley, was the very, 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 very first guy hired at KENS 5. From the beginning, I said, you can get paid for that? Let me in. It fills my heart to be a part of the KENS family, because the KENS family is the San Antonio family.
I am San Antonio's own Sue Kalberg.
We want to get you breaking news right now.
Here, let me show you the police activity. New insight into a deadly police shooting.
We just got an update from fire officials. We'll continue to keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage, live or on demand, right here on KENS 5+.
Welcome back to the Weekly Wrap. At number 2 in our countdown, the FAA reopened the airspace around El Paso International Airport Wednesday, just hours after it announced a 10-day closure that would have grounded all flights to and from the airport. CBS News learned the abrupt grounding of flights was triggered by Mexican cartel drones breaching U.S. airspace. The Trump administration says the Defense Department took actions to disable those drones, and the FAA posted there is no longer a threat to commercial travel. Members of Congress say they were not given any warning and will be making inquiries. A veteran near Helotes has been waiting for more than a year and a half for his home warranty company to successfully fix his refrigerator. He says technicians have come to his home more than 10 times, but they still couldn't fix it or even replace it. So he called KENS. Reporter Andrew Moore tells us what happened next.
Sears Home Services had tried to replace parts in Donald Barrowby's refrigerator at least 8 times, and they were still trying to repair it when he called KENS 5. But after KENS 5 called the company's owners, the company then decided to offer to replace or pay for the refrigerator right away.
We had purchased a built-in oven, and Sears offered to put other appliances on the warranties.
Donald Barrowby has a home warranty contract with Sears Home Services for an oven and this fridge. In early 2024, the fridge started acting up.
The liquid was freezing in the refrigerator.
Sears Home Services came out, but Barrowby says the upper half of the fridge then stopped working entirely.
The refrigerator doesn't cool.
So Sears Home Services sent technicians back out for more than a year and a half. The veteran's emails showed the company ordered new parts for the fridge at least 8 different times, and he thinks they visited the home 10 to 15 times, but it still did not work, and the company previously denied a replacement.
I've been asking them for a replacement. They keep telling me that we need to try to the nth degree, basically, to try to fix that thing.
So Barrowby tried calling KENS 5.
KENS is my go-to station.
KENS 5 documented the issue and then contacted Transformco, which owns Sears Home Services. A Transformco manager then responded the very next day and said they would replace it or they would reimburse the family, and the family also got a call.
I would appreciate it if they could do a cash reimbursement, and he agreed to it. Said he'd start the process.
A Sears Home Services customer experience manager provided a statement that said, in part, after reviewing the most recent service information, we worked with the customer to provide a resolution that meets their needs. We offered both a comparable replacement unit and a reimbursement option, and the customer selected reimbursement. We are expediting that payment and have provided direct contact information should they need further assistance. Barrowby is thankful Transformco stepped in and resolved the situation, after all, and he's glad he called KENS 5.
I waited for 2 years, and within 48 hours after calling KENS, I had resolution.
Mr. Barrowby says he hopes to have the whole thing resolved by the end of the week. For Call KENS, Andrew Moore, KENS 5.
Wow, glad we were able to get him some help. The Weekly Wrap is back after this.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
Talked to this police officer, and she told me to call KENS 5.
Every week, KENS 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they sent a professional AC guy, and my AC's working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
It was shocking. Clearly something went wrong.
or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
just call KENS. Weekdays at 6, only on KENS 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call KENS 5 to help you if you need help too.
Born and raised on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. Generations of my family have been from this part of Texas. I have Fiesta roots, I have Spurs roots, I have Texas Fighter roots. Played basketball at Clark. Basketball was a huge part of my life for 16 years. My comfort dish, a plate of chilaquiles with salsa verde. I grew up watching KENS 5. I am who I am because of this beautiful city. I hope that they can find a sense of pride knowing that their creation is helping deliver them the most important news of the day. I'm Alicia Nieves, and I'm proud to be from this beautiful city.
If you want a meal that will make you say,
So good!
That is fantastic.
catch Neighborhood Eats, where we find the best local restaurants. Streaming now on KENS 5 Plus.
Welcome back. Right now we want to get to this week's Quick Hits with Meredith Haas, who is talking about life starting with goo and why mosquitoes are more attracted to humans.
It's a common question. Where did life begin? We all know that it was one singular cell, but what exactly was it? Scientists are now finding that life could have started as some kind of sticky goo that clung to rocks. It was this gel-like substance that scientists said would have given the best environment for anything to grow, and it gave the first hints of metabolism and self-replication that might have emerged back then. And fast forwarding into the present, the destruction of forests and many wooded areas could be hurting humans in the way that mosquitoes may be more attracted to us now. Scientists are finding that many species now prefer feeding on people rather than the forest's diverse wildlife. And of course, it's because of the destruction of that wildlife's environment. For this week's Quick Hits, I'm Meredith Haas.
Interesting stuff. And at number 1 in our countdown, investigators in Tucson, Arizona are following up on many of the thousands of tips that they've come into with the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie. On Wednesday, the FBI says it was conducting an extensive search of nearby roadways near where the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie went missing. They are also working to get more information from the black and white images from a surveillance camera outside Guthrie's home. They show a person wearing a face mask, gloves, a backpack, and what appeared to be a gun holster. Of course, we'll continue to follow those stories and much, much more. Thanks for joining us, though, for this week's episode of the Weekly Wrap, only on KENS 5 Plus. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.